Okay, Burning Grace, welcome to my podcast. Just to let you know, this is my first official podcast with non-Nepalese, I think.
Wow.
Yes, you're the first one. So you're the first white
Wow.
guest in my show. I'm gonna have a little bit of a struggle with my English, maybe not. So you can adjust, yeah.
Yeah, no, oh my gosh, that's actually such a privilege. I didn't know that.
You didn't know? No, you're the first
I didn't know that was
one.
the first white
And-
person.
And yeah, welcome back. No, welcome back. So because this is your third visit, yeah. But
Yeah.
as a guest on my podcast, this is your first one. So welcome to my podcast. My podcast is called Mr. Pradhan Talks. You've seen it all. How long have I known you for?
I think we're up to a year.
Up to a year, yeah. How? Also through a musician friend. It's really good to know you, man. And
Yeah.
the reason why we are friends now is I'm at that age. I'm 43. I'm at that age where I only want to make really passionate people my friend, so that I can
Yeah.
get inspired and that will push me to do more. So that's why I think we're friends now.
Yeah, and I think because we have like a similar work ethic and mind, or like creative mind about like, I don't know, having something that is really special to us and that we share with other people.
Exactly.
And that we actually are on the same wavelength with that. Like we understand that there's a reason why we do what we do.
Exactly.
And we're on the same wavelength.
With that passion
Mm-hmm.
and with that drive, with that boiling blood,
The fire.
And how often do you see that? You don't see it every day, and you find I struggle to find that kind of person who has that drive. I have seen since we became friends, I have seen you traveling, going to the gigs, playing over there, recording, like basic videos to some serious music videos. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how often do I get to come across that kind of people? And now finally I have. I'm not going to let you go. We'll work together. We'll grow together. So that's the kind of mindset I have had. Not only with you, but a few Nepalese musicians here as well. I know people have their own struggle of making money in everyday life and paying tuition fees and rents and stuff.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, whoever is making extra time to do their to continue their passion, I'm with you. Let's go together.
Yes. Oh
Okay,
my
so-
gosh.
Okay, great. So what I want to know is, am I your first Nepalese friend? Okay, that's good to know. There are many Nepalese people around here
Yeah.
in Melbourne, in Sydney, in Australia. It's growing really, really fast. You've met so many Nepalese, yeah, after you've started, hanging out with us. And I still get messages from Nepal saying, how's the music scene in Melbourne
Yeah.
or in Sydney, in general in Australia? Can we study music and then like make a living? So what's your, let's start, how did you get started here?
How did
Were
I
you
get
born
started?
here?
Yes, I was born and bred in Melbourne.
Nice.
And so music's always been a huge part of my life. And that's because I think there's an element of nature and nurture. So maybe it is biologically within me, but also I was around
Surrounded by people.
beautiful music around me all the time. And I think the scene in Melbourne, it's really inviting.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot that is brilliant about it. You can express yourself in ways that maybe you might not have been able to back in the day. I think there's a lot of beautiful self-expression happening. I think it also has its own challenges.
Yeah.
And I think
Which I know.
which you know.
Yeah.
And being a part of this community and having you like welcome me into the Nepalese community, in the music scene, it's so special. And I think it also shows, I'm going to go a little bit psychology now, but
Let's go.
but like that kind of dominant narrative that's kind of happening with like, I guess, white people in general in Australia. So it's like, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard for me to, get on the scene in this way and that way. But then there's actually another added layer when you're coming from Nepal to Melbourne and you're wanting to like find people and network with people, and that doesn't happen unless there is a mutual friend involved or there's a mutual person. And so I think being able to then I think relying, like not even relying, but being able to be around each other and we can build it together, I reckon.
Well, my main aim of coming up with this, especially the acoustic session plus podcast, was I have got my own story, because how often do an organizer come to you and say, look, we've got this much amount of money to give you. Do you want to play? I'm talking about the how do you say that? The minimum amount that needs to be paid to an artist, that's enough to cover the work that he has or she has left just to play that gig,
Yep.
I'm not asking for rehearsal money. I'm not asking for the price that I paid for my guitar.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find that spot or place or platform. And I went, you know what? I'm gonna build my own platform, where I'm gonna bring a lot of people, and then I'm gonna play. Where I don't get paid, that's okay, because I do it from my heart. And I'll welcome everyone, whoever is going through that phase, where I want to play but I don't have a platform. Come here. This is the platform for you.
Oh.
So that's how I got started here. And with the podcast, normally I don't know how it's over here, but normally what I've experienced is with the podcast, they only invite singer or not only a singer or musician, not music, forget about the musician, we don't, as a musician, we don't even exist to lots of podcasters, especially in Nepal. They don't think we exist at all. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to start my own podcast. I'm going to invite people who has never been invited to a proper podcast, and I will try to make it big with the help of musicians. So that's how I got started.
See, there's the drive.
Yeah.
There's the fire.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the fact that you even like that you have not just the drive and the thought. I think a lot of people have thoughts. They have thoughts about, I'm going to do this, or I want to do this, or wouldn't it be cool if? And then you're actioning it.
Action.
Look at this.
It's amazing how were you in the second acoustic session or third? I forgot. I think was it second, guys?
I think it would have been.
Maybe second or third. Yeah, we started off with first session, and then there was just a trial. We celebrated our first year of Pradhan Talks and my birthday at the same day.
Oh, I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, that was the first one.
I would have remembered if it was.
And the second, third, fourth, this is the one that we did with you guys, women exclusive, was the sixth one.
Wow.
We already have 3 lined up. So it's going pretty rapidly, which I'm so happy about. Like I said, people like you, whoever I follow, if I see them working really hard, I can tell who is really wanting it and who is really working on it. That's the kind of people that I'm hunting. I want you. Come to my show. Let's do it together. So, anyway, enough about the story behind how it all started.
Yeah.
What's the struggle here? What do you think is the struggle here as a musician?
In Melbourne or in general?
I think in Australia.
Oh, wow. How long have we got? I reckon putting on a business cap, I think the pub scene in the 80s was massive.
Yeah.
It was really good. I actually got told by a friend the other day and he said to me that the reason why that started to diminish was because they started putting pokey machines in the bars, and so people were just using their money for that and that quick gratification, and then music isn't a quick gratification. It can be, but sometimes it's a nice slow burn, and so because of that, it just started to diminish more and more. So a lot of the bar owners were no longer music led; they were more money led. So you'd think that money would mean, hey, bring your friends in,
Yeah.
grab some beer, grab some whatever, and watch some music. But there was no more kind of investment in the music. So that's just happened for years and years and years. And then now, look, I don't want to bring up COVID, but I will. COVID, all that stuff. And I think people just don't really want to go out as much. But then I don't even
true.
know if that's true anymore. I think people really do like to go out. I think the music scene's become a lot more dance focused in
true.
Australia. So if you're an EDM, tech, house, babes, this is your time.
Yeah, it is.
But especially in Melbourne, in Australia. But yeah, I think on a music level, the struggle is that, yes, there is an oversaturation of music because it's so accessible, which means a lot of people can be a musician and access music.
You mean everyone?
Everyone.
Hey, AI, can you make a music? Yes.
Yeah. It's like I play triangle. So, yeah, I just think on like that personal level, yeah, I don't know. I think there's heaps to say about that because it could be like, oh, I've got like why. I think you can become pretty bitter, I think,
true.
being in this scene because of that oversaturation. But as long as you have the drive, you have the vision, you do what you want to do, and you just get out there and you meet people. And people who are introverted people, I'm so sorry if you're introverted, but it's really important to make those connections and like, because that's what's going to help carry it. Because
especially at this time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh,
My
I could just
neighbor
talk
is
about that for
scared
ages.
to, even just look at me, man. You know, we're at that phase where people are just scared of people. So yeah, that's one
In
of
a
the
nutshell,
factors. Yeah. So that's one of the factor. Do you think Melbourne? Have you been to Sydney? Yeah? Have you performed?
I haven't performed in Sydney
okay.
before. I haven't.
Maybe you can come join us. You know.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You have friends over there?
I used to have some friends over there, but then they moved to Melbourne.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Melbourne is like I'm biased. It is the place, I reckon, for music. Sydney is also like vibrant. But yeah, I think I would absolutely go there.
Yeah.
Have you been, because you did up in...
Yeah, I've been there many times.
There,
I performed with my band.
Yeah.
Plus, we did take our acoustic show over there, which was, I think, one of the biggest. So I think it will be even bigger, targeting in 2 or 3 months' time. And the voice. Anyway, yeah, I think Melbourne's got more of that, live music scene than any other cities in... I might be wrong. I don't know, but that's how I feel it. Sydney,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been. Well, I invited my guitarist. I'm talking 12, 13, 14 years ago. One of my favorite band from Melbourne was playing at Yaya's.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
said, yeah. And I said, you have to come down to see these boys. Have you heard about the band called The Mammal?
The Memo.
Mammal.
The Mammal, no.
And Electric Mary. They are really pure rock bands, proper rock bands. They don't have any they don't have many followers on Facebook or YouTube, but when they play the show, it's always sold out. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, those are the ones where it's like loyalty.
Yeah.
I think loyalty comes into play at that point.
But at the same time, I've seen thousands of followers, and at the show, it's fucked. How does that work?
So
I never understood.
I reckon I've seen that happen before. I saw someone who had like 6,000 followers, and I was like, wow, they're gonna have like a big sold out show. And there was like 5 people. So I reckon the reason for that is because with social media and making reels, making content, you're getting followers from probably people all over the world.
Yeah,
and so they're not going to be, your audience might not be Melbourne, your audience might not be Sydney, it might be Nepal.
Russia.
Russia.
Yeah.
It might be somewhere. So I think like that's got a part to play in it. I also think in terms of like loyalty, you might have people who are like, wow, they're a cool singer. I'm going to like their stuff, but like I don't feel connected to them enough to go see them. So it's kind of like maybe that connection just needs to be built more.
Wow, that's hard, isn't it? It's hard to, pull people out from their zone to bring to your zone. It's really hard. I mean, somehow, normally when we do our show in my studio, now I can call this studio, it's always sold out. Not sold out by ticket, like there's always so many people.
Packed.
Because it's normally it's like I said, it's all only invitees. How I do is I ask them first, hey Grace, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to come as an audience? And if they say yes, then only I send an invitation. So that's how I've been able to pull people in here and put up a good show. But in a real world, like in a venue or in a pub, oh my God, it is so hard. And important thing, the blame also goes to us as a musician, What I've seen is, let's say 5 bands are playing, first band plays and they leave straight away.
The disrespect.
You know the rule when I do a show here?
Yeah.
Like there's no talking, like you can't make noise, you have to let the singer sing. And then you have to see number 1 artist to number 6 artist.
Yes.
If you have work in between, you are not welcome. So that's the rule. So that's what I'm trying to teach to the audience as well and to the artist as well. As an opening artist, you have to see the last artist perform, and then you can leave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you know what's wild is that has to be a rule? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, don't you care like about music?
Yeah,
like, wouldn't you want to feel that?
Because it will come back to you eventually. That's what I think.
Yeah. So thank you, because I think also like audience etiquette in an intimate space, the fact that you like have the kind of confidence to be able to put that into place as well is amazing. So thank you.
It's arrogant. I don't know. You can call me arrogant in that. People can call me, what a fucking dick, man. They can call me that, but this is my house. This is my rule. And even if I do it outside without a ticket, if it's invitation only, that's our show and that's our rule,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is a team of 4 working really hard without expecting anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to Melbourne scene. Have you ever been depressed? Like, fuck this, I'm not gonna do music anymore. Fuck this, I quit.
When you said have you ever been depressed, I thought it was like, wow, okay, let's. Have I been depressed?
Well, I don't
want to music scene.
Whatever you were trying to talk about, because
no, I think when it comes to like feeling down about the scene, yes, I've absolutely felt down.
Like being tired. I mean, fuck, I'm tired, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
I think, because it does take stamina to continue, and that's for the business side. Creative side, I've never felt down. Okay. I've always like, if there's ever been a lull in my in the creation process, I always just think, well, that's just what it is right now, and I have to trust that that's going to absolutely come back to me, and I'm just going to feel my way through that. So I've done a lot of work in that space to just be quiet, go with the flow. In terms of business, yes, I have felt down before, and that's mostly been because of that. You put yourself out there, and for that to be constantly rejected. Like I don't know how many times I've tried to get onto festival slots and like I've just been pushed back. And when I used to not really talk about it, but then when I started speaking to some people, they were like, oh yeah, those festivals, it's who you know. Those people have already got their people.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, oh. So you kind of,
I know.
I don't take it as personally anymore. It's just kind of like, why not give it a try? So I have felt down, but now I've been able to realize it's really not personal. Like you can be a great musician, great artist, and still be like pushed back.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
Well,
how about you?
I have tried here. I think not many times, just a couple of times. I forgot the festival. It's normally in St Kilda. It's every year.
St Kilda Fest.
I forgot. Maybe We applied for it as a AK-47 music, but no, man, I was tired in to go, man. It's I forgot. I can't. Anyway, and I said, oh man, it's too much work and energy, and I'm not that young anymore. I'm 43, and I can't.
No, you're
I
young.
can't do that. So I tried playing. We sent numerous emails to lots of pubs and stuff. But yeah, maybe the music was not right, or maybe the time is not right, man. I mean, how often do you see a metal band or like really hard rock band playing? I mean, do you know any pubs around? Because you go out
Oh
fair
yeah.
bit, yeah?
Yeah. I think like the rock scene and the metal scene, it's really niche in like in I don't know if niche is the word, but in terms of like where to go. Like you've got your mains, you've got your cherry bar, you've got your the old bar,
Old bar?
rock and roll.
Like in Johnson Street?
Yeah.
You know the social club, social North Court?
Oh
North-
yeah, North
Yeah.
Coast Social Club. Yeah. That's a good one too. I think like to be honest with you, you can tell that some festivals are looking for a certain genre or they're a certain vibe. So again, it's definitely not personal then. Like it's just to do with the genre. But also being like Nepalese, like can Australia just say that that's a treat? Like that's an actual beautiful, amazing thing to have come into this land. So gets me riled up. I want you guys to like take, really take on those stages. But
It's back home. It's just opposite. The music, the live music scene has gone like boomed. It is so big. My drummer from Bendigo, no Bendigo. Where? कहाँ बस्थ्यो रे भाइ त्यो? Where did he live? Brighton. I mean, he used to go to Brighton Beach all the time. So my drummer, who is Australian, we went on a tour in 2022. He liked the scene so much. He's living there.
oh my
Yeah. You didn't know?
no, that's awesome.
He lives there.
I want to hear more about the scene in Nepal.
You should make a trip, man. You will love it. I swear to God, you will absolutely love it. I mean, give me $800,000, I'll leave tomorrow. I'm not asking for millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Do you have it?
I mean, out the back. But I'm just thinking like the scene, being able to already connect with the people, and I already love the food a lot. So,
Yeah, you love it. You love it there.
I love
The
it.
scene is. Well, I think about my country every day,
Yeah.
and I'm always connected to my friends, and I see what's happening in Nepal. So I know what's going on every day, especially in music scene. So it's so big. The outdoor gigs are happening every day, man, and it's always thousands and thousands of people.
That's so cool.
So yeah,
What do you think then is the difference then? Like, why is it that it's so encouraged, I guess?
Over
in the
there?
whole- yeah.
I don't know. I think everyone loves music over there.
Yeah.
They just want to go out and just enjoy the music. Rock music scene has obviously changed, just like everywhere in the world. But still, pop rock, a little bit heavy rock, you name it. Whoever plays in a gig, there's always so many people
Yeah.
outdoor. Like,
That's amazing.
yeah, there's a festival coming. It's called Holi. The festival of color. You don't know?
No.
So we put colors to each other all day. And
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Oh my god.
So that's coming, and everywhere they celebrate. I mean, I think we Nepalese are really good at celebrating every festival. You name it, Christmas.
Yeah.
I think we make it really big. New Year, Nepalese New Year, and like English New Year. So
When's Nepalese New Year?
we are in 2080. 2080 or 2081? 81.
Damn, you
Yeah.
guys are living in the future. Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. Maybe that's why you're getting all this done. Like you're already big brain thinking.
So Baisak Ek. So April 13 is our Nepalese New Year.
Right.
That's when Victoria was born.
Oh.
My daughter, yeah.
Oh,
Nepalese New Year.
that's so beautiful.
And obviously Jan 1st is the New Year for you guys. So we celebrate both equally.
Oh, that's
Not
so
less. Yeah,
good.
equally.
And you guys know how to put on an event. You know what I mean? You guys know how to.
It's massive. So what I was saying was there's a festival of color coming, and every city will have a massive gig everywhere. And I will show you a picture
Please.
this time, and maybe that will make you want to go there sooner.
I'm so open. I'm actually so open to that.
Well, I'll just tell you, Mr. Pradhan Talks Acoustic will go to Nepal this year, next year. And then I'll let you know, hey, Grace, you want to go? Tag along.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
I would.
it's gotta go because Brisbane is coming, Adelaide is coming, Sydney again, and then we fly to Nepal.
Oh
Hopefully, I think we all will be going. We'll make a big plan
the
and
whole
we'll go. Yeah.
crew. Oh, that's so exciting.
Okay, back to Melbourne.
No, I love it. I love hearing about Nepal.
So what's I've seen your music videos, amazing. It's not just a random one camera, one crew music video. It's a properly well made music videos.
Oh yeah, I'm so lucky to know the people I know in that space. So Bonnie, who she's a photographer, but she's actually done a lot of shoots for me.
Wow.
So she's also done Electric music video and Magic Woman music video. She directed that.
Who did the wolf? I love the wolf.
Oh, wolf. Oh, but you like wolf?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So that was directed by me.
Oh, really? Nice. My daughter was watching. We were watching your music videos the other day, and obviously she knew who it was, and we started talking about it.
Oh,
she likes it,
so
and she likes the fish one too.
Ocean baby.
Yeah. Isn't it a fish? It is a fish. Yeah.
That's so good. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Guys,
like the
usko
mermaid.
music video हेर्नुपर्छ, राम्रो छ. It's nice.
I reckon with Wolf as well, that was just a concept that I obviously just made up in my head about it. It was at Phillip Island, Silver Leaves Beach.
Nice.
My cousin, Felicity, shout out, she had her camera and she loves, she's just self-taught photography.
Is she here?
In Melbourne, yeah.
Wow.
She's here.
Just get her here next time.
Right?
Yeah.
She literally just filmed me and went, where do you want to go? I went, I want to go there. And then we just did that.
Nice. Who did the makeup?
Me.
Really?
Yep, that's all me. I did
Wow.
everything.
I think it was in the Wolf, or I saw one of your music video from COVID. You had a long black hair, yeah?
Long black hair.
Like straight.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
a music video or was that
No,
a
it was
photo shoot?
No, it was a COVID video, like isolation
Oh,
playthrough,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, was that with all the
musicians. Yeah,
musicians and yeah.
Well, those guys.
Where are they? Or
Yeah.
they're all Melbourne too.
They should come here, man.
They should.
Why did they ditch you last time? Who ditched you with the guitar playing?
I'm not gonna.
Hey, you.
Yeah, Leroy, where are ya?
Come back, mate.
Yeah, no, those guys are amazing. So Lawson, Kennard, bass, Leroy Collins, guitars, everything there. There's drums, Tobias. Oh,
Yeah, next time we do it, we should have maybe not drums, maybe, I don't know. We should have everyone playing. Why do you think I got these huge cows,
Oh.
3 band members over there, 2 over there.
That would be so good. And Zeb actually plays percussion amazingly, so it could be like a percussive. It's
Exactly.
not the kit, just the.
Exactly.
Who'd be down?
So yeah, tell them, okay?
Yeah, I will. We've got a group chat. Just
So with the musician friends that you have over here, how supportive are they?
musician friends
Yeah.
who are like the band members or just in general?
Band members in general as well. Because
Yeah.
I see you hanging out with so many musos. And I saw one of the cliff just a couple of months ago. The stage was really nice. It had a fairy lights like that. Remember?
Yeah.
The vibe was so good in the video. Where was it? It had some fairy lights at the background,
Wesleyan,
which is
which is in Northcote.
Wow.
It's a beautiful place. That's where I did my single launch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it
That's the one.
was amazing. Like, I love that space. It was actually an old church, and then they've turned it into a bar. So the acoustics are amazing. You can sit down and have a listen, or you can move the tables and actually be able to dance.
Got it, yeah.
Obviously, like that single launch, I've never had a sit down single launch, and it was just amazing because people were still like moving in their seats,
Yeah.
but they were able to just, it was almost how you've cultivated the space where there is almost like a pin drop in the room sometimes where you're like,
Nice.
wow, we're all just sitting together. How sweet. And so in terms of like musician friends and having that support as well, I think that can go a really long way. Obviously there's pockets of musician friends.
What do you mean by that?
As in, I think maybe depending on your genre or depending on where you are. Whereas if I'm being honest though, I'm a bit of a chameleon when it comes to the genre. I'm hanging out with the rock dudes. I'm hanging out with like pop crew. Like I don't really have the set genre of people in the community that I hang out with. And that's because I like to stay a bit eclectic as well. I don't have just like, I'm only pop or I'm only this.
Yeah. fair enough.
But I think those people can be really, really supportive, and especially with online. I think, we always want to support each other online. In person, I think a lot of people are doing their own.
Do you have many friends?
That's a good question. Yeah,
Real friends?
I used to have like quite a few different friend groups, and then over the years, I just felt like I was in so many different spaces that, when you can't really give everything anymore because you're already giving so many parts of yourself. So over the years, I've really started to condense that a lot more. And I think it's a lot more natural. And so I was always thinking about this, and I'm going to say it on this podcast. I feel like the people who think that I'm just la la, la la, hi, I'm just having fun. If that's how you see me and that's all that I am to you, then you actually probably don't know me very well. So the ones that kind of know that there is a deepness there, there's a lot of thoughts going on. If you know that, then yes, then we'd probably be I feel comfortable to be deeper friends. And yeah, that's been over time. And I think that happens when you get older. Like, how do you feel then, like with the friends that you've come across? Before I ask that question, I also want to say that I think it's really nice how there are friendships that come and there's friendships that go, and that's actually really special as well. Like, I think you don't have, just because you're friends with someone in the beginning doesn't mean you have to be friends with them in the end. Yeah. Like, I think it's a really beautiful thing to weave in and out, and not like, everything ends like quite amicably and nice. And I kind of wanted to ask you then, how's that journey been for you over the years?
Like same, man. I told you before that I have lost that patience where I can deal with just any people. I just want to have a people who I can look and go, whoa, that's what I need to do. He's working so hard. If he can, then I can too. I hate lazy people. Yeah, doctor has said stay away from them, otherwise I'll die. Because it's so easy to get that energy passed on to you, Yeah, and but at the same time, I used to be like super punctual, be specific. But with the age, I've tried to compromise because not everyone is like you. It's very difficult. And I used to get really mad at people for being late, even for like a minute or two. I I couldn't change them, so I changed myself slowly.
That's interesting. Like that's some kind of introspection that doesn't happen all the time. So that's amazing. The self
It made my like, it was very unhealthy for me. You know, I would take that like everything, I take it personally, because I put, even as a team or if I'm as myself, we put so much work in one thing, and if the other person doesn't understand how much energy, time, money is going on it, then there won't be any respect, you know. And if if your work is not being respected, if someone disrespects you, there's no way that I'm going to respect that other person as well. So I think with the age, I have become a little bit wiser. And in terms of making friends, I don't think I really have new friends, one or two. But my main friends are back home.
Yeah.
It's just a couple of that I can count them on my fingers when I need them. Hey, I need this. And my friends is done. No questions asked, you know. I have a couple of my friends. If I want to do a show like Mr. Pradhan Talks, I already talked to my friend, brother, so this is what I'm planning. Can we do it? Just tell us the date, you know. And so that's kind of friend that I have left. And the other friend, we did a music video, you know. I always do my music videos back home normally because there's a big team working with less money. Or it's still a lot of money, but way lesser money than how much you pay over here. I give him a call, guys, I want to do this music video. Can we do it? No worries, just give us a date, you know. That's all he asked for. And he's my manager back home, so he manages everything.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
I don't have to do anything. Yeah. I just have to pass the money, that's it, you know, so he can, you know, he does my finance.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it sounds like you really like care about that respect, that that just deep respect, and that actually comes through actions rather than just the words of.
This is what I don't know how it's here. I haven't been really, because of the cultural difference, or maybe I was too old. I couldn't really make any white friends, you know. Yeah, like hang out with them, go out with them. Do you have white friends that you hang out? Oh, you hang out? Do you? Oh, it's very hard, you know. Maybe it's a cultural difference, and age difference as well. You know, the pub that I work at, everyone's 20, 25. I'm 43, man. You know,
like, so that kind of relatability is like it's not
it's very different.
Yeah.
And with at this age, I want to use my time on my studio. You know, making plans for the next events, something like this, obviously. Next podcast. I don't want to just chill out in Netflix and chill. You know, I'm over that age.
Yeah.
So I just want to be able to do music, anything related to music or even videos.
Yeah.
That's how. Anyway, this podcast is not about me. It's about you.
No,
man.
but I really enjoy it. I really do, and I feel like it sounds like you also like live presently. Because I think, yes, it's okay to, like, I think it's okay to switch off and if you want to have that kind of escapism, go for it. Exactly. But it sounds like you're like, I'm living here right now.
One thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
At this age, I want to work with younger people. You know, because they have that innocent blood and drive and that passion. Yeah. I am struggling to work with the people of my age, especially musicians, because they have learned so much. They know so much. It's very good for them, but it's very hard to work because, for example, let's say if I made a music, simple music, still good. If I give it to my friend who is a musician, it's very simple. We need to add something to it. There's nothing to be done, you know. But because they know so much, they want to do something, you know.
Right.
But if you go to a new muso who has that passion and drive, this is what we are doing. Do you like it? Yeah, yes. Just do it. Let's release it, you know.
Yeah.
There's no time wasting. So that's why Sandesh is really young. He's 24, 25. Kati? Yeah, 25. When I met him, he was, I don't know. How? Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful. I didn't realize that relationship was so long.
Yeah.
12 years.
We're not married yet.
I know, yeah. He's bought the ring. He's got...
But yeah, so that's the difference, and I'm enjoying it. I as you saw, lots of singers, they are starting from 15, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
I love working with them. That the energy is so different. I can't wait to collaborate with so many other new singers, man. There are already so many lined up. Just need to filter them in. I just now my aim is to just find really passionate, not just a singer, really passionate and hardworking singers.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to UK last year, yeah?
I did.
Tell us about that. So how did you get started with the thought? Okay, I'm gonna go. And how is it covered? I really want to talk about the expenses and the organizing of the gigs and stuff. Who is organizing it? How did you do it?
Wow. UK was one of the best experiences I ever did for myself. So I had the idea to do it after believing that I was going to go to Nashville, and that didn't happen. And I thought, that's just maybe not my time. So I thought, well, where's another place that I could go to? The UK was the first thing that came to my mind, and I went, I'm going to do it. So I don't know, I'm very intuitive. I'm very much like, if something feels right and my body's giving me that sign, I need to follow that, because if I don't, then I'm a what if person, and I don't want that. So
What does that mean? Like, what if?
So like if I didn't go to the UK, maybe in a year's time, 2 years' time, I would be like, oh, what if I did? What if I just, So I think being able to be led by my intuition is one of the greatest things, most special things. So that's one of the biggest pieces, not that I should be giving advice, but like advice is like trusting that intuition regardless of right or wrong. Like trust that it feels right, because it was the best thing that I did for myself. How did I fund it? Well, I'm a registered music therapist. So so I work at a school. I also do private work, and I've been doing that. This is my 4th year. So I've, have a savings. I've put all of that in there, and it's all coming from me. I funded that entire trip by myself.
I followed you. All the stories that you shared.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, and I really did. That was the one thing I told myself, is I have to take people with me on this journey, because I think that that's what people do. People want that. I think people want to see people like just traveling and doing things, because I know I do. If I see my friend or someone traveling, I'm like, that looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Let me scroll through that, So I think being able to give that back and do that has been also a gift. Like, it's been really cool to be able to share that experience and also have that as a time capsule for myself. Yeah, and it was amazing. I met amazing people, and they know exactly who they are. I was living with this woman named Agatha, and she is incredible, everyone. She's amazing. And all the people that lived with me in that house. And I played gigs that I never thought I was going to play.
How many gigs did you do?
Well, I played...
Well, how long were you there for?
I was there for a month and a half, nearly 2 months. And I paced myself because I was over there to record my single We're on Fire, which was in Liverpool with Joe Sage, and he was brilliant, really brilliant. And then I played 9 shows. Nice. But let me tell you something, because
Quick question.
Yes.
Who else did go with you?
No one.
By yourself? Okay.
By myself.
I was just wondering, how did you... because I saw you playing with the bands. Did you play with the band yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No,
So-
I just solo.
Nice. Okay, so this is guitar and you. Did you take your guitar?
I did, and I lost
Okay.
it twice on those airlines.
But you got it back? Is that the same guitar that you played last week?
Yes.
Okay,
So that
good.
guitar's travelled with me to so many different
Nice.
places. And then the thing I want to say about the trip is that to anyone who wants to travel to do music and thinks they have to be a big artist to do that, you don't.
You don't.
You
yeah.
don't. I am an emerging artist and I did it. And I think that's given the confidence to be like, okay, well, maybe I can go to Nepal. Maybe I will do that, you know? And like, it's just trusting that it actually is what you put out into the universe that is what's going to bring things back to you as well. It's a give and take. You can't just be taking. You have to be giving. And so just being open to those opportunities alone is what got me those gigs. And I know that's going to sound like some woo-woo magic stuff to some people, but it's so true because I arrived, I had some shows in mind that I was in some contact with some business people. I arrive, everything falls through, everything. Nice. I arrive in London. I'm there for nearly 2 months. Everything's fallen through. So I'm sitting there in my room, like trying not to rock myself to sleep, like going like, what am I doing here? What have I done? And so I absolutely hustled. I went to bars. I just walked in and I went, I want to speak to your manager immediately. I want to talk to them. Wow. I'm just like talking to people and I was sending emails on emails on emails. And that's how I got those 9 shows is because I just constantly was knocking on doors. And I think when you're in a different land, what I found is that there isn't time to be comfortable. Like there isn't a lot of time to just sit and watch Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm there for a purpose and I'm there to drive myself. So actually being back in Melbourne, it's been a very interesting shift into being I noticed I was becoming a little bit too comfortable again.
Over here, yeah.
I was like, oh no. So let's go to Nepal. Let's go. So yeah, how did you find that then from like obviously being in Nepal, having amazing experiences, band, big shows, and then coming to Melbourne and then starting that?
Well, I cried.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, it's very different. Look, Grace, I don't know, most of us come here to make a good life, not to chase American dream or Australian dream or, you know, be successful in music. Forget about music. We came, well, no, most of our cases, we come here, we make a good living, have a good life, make a good money, support the family. That's the main aim why we come here. Mm-hmm. I am the odd one, look. You know, there's always one, I don't know how you say it.
Like the black sheep of the...
Yeah. You know, most of the friend over here you will see, we're all like that, you know, because we have passion, video passion, audio passion, music passion, you know. So that's why we our mind is, you know, like we got together because we were all like-minded people. But most of the Nepalese people or any immigrants that you see here, they are more focused on working extra hours, making so much money, and everyone's making really, really good money, you know, big houses, 2 cars, Tesla, Mercedes. But we're not like that, you know. We because we have so when I came here for a couple of years, I didn't really followed music, you know. I was really away from music. And when I came here, my band was really on the peak. I remember I did a music video and the next day I flew here. I was really excited to come here, but as soon as I landed here, I totally forgot that, wait, you have to work to make money.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I have to get it.
So that fucked me up. I was like, oh my God. That's the only part that I forgot to think about when I left. A guy who's never been outside Nepal, you've always seen Australia or America on TV and you've read about it and you think about big buildings. Yeah. So what I thought was, okay, wow, I'm going to be on the, I don't know, 60th floor. I'll drive a car. But when I landed here, wait, you have to earn it, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really hard, really, really hard. But after a couple of years, when I learned few things about Australia, about how it works, how to make money, I got a little bit comfortable and obviously started earning money. And then I okay, I need to get back, and then I've never stopped. Yeah.
So what was the part then for you then where you thought, okay, I can come back to music again?
Oh, so once I had a little bit of money coming and savings. Again, once you have money, the energy will come out straight away. It's really, money plays really important part. So once I had once I was settled here, kind of settled, let's do it. So it was not long after I came here, like 2 years maybe. I was a bit quiet, still playing music, still in conversation with my boys back home. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Once I was back, I have been going back to Nepal every year, playing gigs every year.
So
good. So it's all happening. So it's never stopped. So I think if you really want to do it, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a mental game. And the fact that, it sounds like, not that there was anything, I don't want to use this word as because it can be a heavy word, but being in that survival mode and, being able to cultivate this space had to come at you have to sometimes pick and choose or when that can happen. So, I actually, this is my personal thing, and feel free to disagree, but people who can make music, deep, meaningful music, and really mean it in survival mode, I don't understand that. I don't understand how someone can do that, because when you're in survival mode, you have to, it's like, I need to get a job, I need to do this. Oh my gosh, I can't, music, I can't actually even put my mind into that.
True.
And I think Lana Del Rey actually said this as well. She said that she can only write sad music when she's happy.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
So it's like when you're actually in your deep sadness, and I've actually found this for myself, if I'm in a deep sadness, the songs I write are horrible. They're horrible. They're so me, oh my gosh. And then after I've been able to get out of that sadness or get out of that survival or get out of, whatever's happening in one's life, and then being able to kind of see outside, then I can actually make better songs that are more relatable.
Is that The Passenger Side? Is that a new song?
That is a new song.
Based on your experience of life?
It is.
Totally, yeah.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I think that song I actually really believe that song is very relatable because it's such a universal experience that we all sit.
To many people, yeah. True.
We have all sat on the passenger seat of our own lives. We all have.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need to. I actually used an analogy about it saying yes, don't sit on the passenger seat of your own life. Take the driver's seat or else someone's going to take it and drive you to a destination that wasn't what you wanted in the first place. But let's just say you get really sleepy when you're driving and you're like, oh, can you just take the wheel for a little bit? Because I'm getting real tired. Then you have a trusted person take the wheel. So then they take you to your destination. So sorry.
Do you have a trusted person?
I have trusted people.
Okay.
I have trusted people. So I have really beautiful friends. I have beautiful family. So let's just say, if there's a time I'm feeling unsure, so this is if it's even in my personal life, if I'm feeling unsure about something, being able to then sit on that passenger side for a second and let my friend take that driver's seat to be like, Hannah, do you see that you're actually about to crash into a mountain? Let's just kind of steer you left so you don't crash and burn. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that. So we all need that person. And I think anyone who says, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone. I'm like, come on now. You need a hug. That's what you need.
Well, one more question. So you are a therapist. What therapist again?
I'm a music therapist.
So which means So you feed music or? So what's
I
that's new for me. So I don't know. So what's
Yeah.
your job?
So, the definition of music therapy is so broad. It means to use music in all of its forms. So we could go into that later of what that means, but all of its forms to help people with their own goals. So that could be physical health, that could be mental health, that could be spiritual health, anything that they need or want out of therapy, we can do that through music. And that is something that can traverse so many different platforms. So anyone can access music therapy. Even deaf people can access music therapy because of the vibrations of the music. So there is still ways to access it. I haven't personally worked with anyone who's deaf, but you can work in a prison, you can work in a school, you can work at a hospital, you can work just in someone's home. It just is about what that person's needs are, and it's so
Wow.
broad. Yeah.
So what made you study that? I'm thinking because I've never heard about.
Yeah.
Maybe I have, but I have never come across that sort of situation.
Well, I only found out about it when I was 17 because I spoke to a one of those job counselor people in high school. We used to have
Wow.
that, and
Yeah.
they used to be like, oh, come in and say what you want to do, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. I just remember saying to her, I love music, but I also know that, and this is when I was a teenager, and I didn't think that being a traveling musician would be a reality for me, so I just was thinking about other options. And I was like, I love music, but I really love like helping people. I come from a family where my dad's a principal now, who's a teacher. My mum's a nurse. Like just coming from that background of like that helping and giving, and I just really wanted to mesh them together. And she's like, music therapy exists. And I went, what the hell? And so I did a Bachelor of Music at the Con. I then did a 2 years master's degree at Melbourne as well. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's cool. So all the therapists, music therapy?
Yes.
Therapists are musicians?
Yes. So you have to be you have to be grade 8, which is the highest level in your preferred instrument. And then you have to be able to accompany yourself on guitar.
Oof.
Yeah.
So you play music for your patient?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And like it's more so, some people might think that like, oh, the entertainment's here. It's like, no, that's not. I'm not here to just like shred and like, hang out. Yeah, just like someone in hospital. Like, no, it's not like.
Oh, you go to the hospital as well?
I did placements in hospitals. I didn't
Wow.
actually like pay work.
Okay, so there's a thing as well.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
Yep. So I worked with, when I was on placement, I worked with people who were stroke survivors, learning how to talk again. I worked with someone who had dementia, and then I worked with someone who they just had a fall, and they were in hospital, and they were, they didn't get visitors, they didn't get to have people, and it can make you super depressed, right?
Yeah,
Hospital's not it's not an inviting place. And so people don't have those connections, they don't have those people around to support them maybe. And so there's I could talk about this for so long. There is actual studies and literature to suggest that a person who is depressed in hospital is the likelihood of rehabilitation and full rehabilitation kind of decreases depending on that, like your mood. So if you're actually in if you have a quality of life and you feel good and you're motivated for rehab and you're like, yes, I will get better, you're actually going to probably get better faster than if you were depressed. So music therapists in that sense would then come into that space and then be like, well, let's create a safe, positive experience, hospital experience for you, so that you feel better able to, go on to do physical rehab. And that's such a broad thing. There's so many. Oh my God, there's going to be, if there's any music therapists that are watching this, I'm sorry, because you're probably going to be like, let's talk about that. But yeah, I could talk about it for so long.
But I got what do you mean? I don't know. I don't know if we have things like this back home. I've never heard of that before. So that's something new. That's good to know.
Yeah. But I will say that again, music therapy became like a big term in the 70s, so it's still pretty new, but it's new in a Western way. So music therapy has been around, you know, First Nations, like they did music therapy. Indigenous people did music therapy, but they didn't call it music therapy. So I betcha there is music therapy happening in Nepal, but it's just not called that. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe there is. Maybe some of the people might comment, come on, how come you don't know this? But when seriously, and I didn't know about it, which is good to know. When I said I'm a music therapist, I was like, what the hell is that?
No, yeah, you're not. Yeah. And you know what? I think 9 times out of 10 that happens. So you're not alone.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there's probably like one out of every 10 that go like, oh yeah, I think I have a cousin who does it. I'm like,
yeah. Well, in Nepal, most of my cousins are dentists or doctors.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, we need them.
Yeah,
we need them. I need that. Actually, you know what's so weird is that I keep seeing dentist everywhere recently. And the fact that you've just said dentist, I'm like, do I need to go again? Like, what's like,
I need to go. Like, I need to go, man.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Okay. Back to Melbourne.
Back to Melbourne.
So my question was, let's say a Nepalese international student wants to come here study music. Well, I was a student at SA, and Sandesh also did music production.
Mm-hmm.
But to live a good life, to have a nice car, to have a house, is music helpful? Like going, I'm just going to do music, man. Fuck other jobs. Do you think we should go that way, or anyone should?
I think personally that you have to have a healthy dose of delusional in order to be a musician. You have to have that mentality of like, this is my life, this is my dream. Like, I want to connect with people through music. I want to do this. And then on the other hand, you live in a world where you need money.
Yeah.
And you could be a musician that works weddings and gets money that way if you feel like you can, you know, be a musician and then also take off that hat and be a creative musician. Could never do that. I'd be burnt out. So I think absolutely you can do that. I also reckon, you know, I want to say that to anyone who believes those musicians who are like, there was never a plan B, man. It was always music. Oh. It's always music. There's no plan B. I'm like, but there is a plan B because like you were making ends meet somehow. Yeah. But they have to sell, like a lot of these big musicians have to sell the dream that,
yeah, true.
That's how, like, just like, you know, I mean, some of them did just sleep in their cars. Absolutely. And if you're someone who like, that's how you want to live your life, go for it. Yeah. But if you're riding off what other musicians say on how they did it, you don't have to you do not have to struggle that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Things have changed as well, you know, in times. I would have, if someone wants to be realistic in music, look, not everyone's going to make a commercial hit. No. Right? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And how I did it was, well, I think I spent too many years like just focusing on music more than jobs, like money-making jobs, which has led me to buy a house pretty late. Normally, Nepalese couple will buy a house in 4 years, 5 years of arrival in Australia. It took me, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 12 years.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
yeah.
okay. Because it worked for you. You know, you are
Yeah.
still able to put food in your mouth. And,
Yeah, good food.
you know, like, and so you were able to do that. I think that that's amazing. I think that being able to still put music at the forefront, making sure that that is being nourished whilst also legitimately like nourishing your body, like with food, like being able to find that. I think that's amazing. And I think, this information that I'm saying is probably coming from someone who is still in that fear mindset of relying on that reality too much. Being like, oh no, but like if I don't do this, then I'm not gonna have a rent. Like,
Yeah, true.
so I think that my information is coming from a fear mindset. There's some people that like, fear is scared of them, because they're just like, I'll live in my car. I don't care. I'll do that. So, I take my hat off to those people who can do that.
People do that, yeah? Really do that.
Yeah.
But it's different. Like I said, that's where the difference between Australia and Nepal comes in, because we don't live away from the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
How's that? As like is it
I mean,
more like
I am away from my mom, but like, you know how when you're 18 plus you just leave the house? We don't, we just live with them,
Yeah.
You know how you guys say, that's my dad's house or my mom's house, my parents' house. It's for us, it's our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's nice. I think like the Nepal, and I think so many other different lands that incorporate like a community mentality is probably one of the strongest ones. Like it's strongest people. I think Australia definitely needs to adopt a bit more of that.
Well, it has, I think both of the ways to live life has its pros and cons.
Yes.
But why I talked about this was we can't go live in a car, if we come here, we have to earn for ourselves and then earn for the family as well.
Right.
So we can't just go on a, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, just, how you went to UK. You didn't have any pressure from the family, you don't have to feed your family and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we as a Nepalese family, the family is always first, obviously, yeah. We can't just live a single life and then we can't just carry on. I think things have changed a little bit, maybe. We have been highly influenced from the Western culture, but still, if you live in Nepal, you can't. Most of the musicians that I've met, which are not commercially hit, they still write a message. How do I do it? I want to do music. I want to earn money and support my family at the same time. And I just don't know what to say to them.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Do you give them like, is it like, because music is one of those industries where it's the come up story for people, it changes every time and it changes based on the decade, it changes based on like where you're from. And so I think, the mindset that you have, it's rare. So if someone is coming to you and saying, how do you do it? It's like, it all starts with the mindset first. It's not about like what you have necessarily.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think
mindset, making time for it, putting in a first try priority and not being lazy. Time management. Anyway, I mean, we're not going to talk about the cultural differences anymore. If anyone wants any help, just call me. What was that? Yeah, mindset. So mindset is really important. Plus, you have to forget about the word lazy, take that off. Because I work now, to incorporate my activities on my daily activities, I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning because gym is really important.
wow,
4:30. Yeah, 4:30. Wow. So I go to gym at 5. I went to gym.
That's crazy.
Oh.
That's crazy.
And I come here, look after Victoria, you know. You saw my house is so clean, so clean the house, you know.
Beautiful home. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, and lots of youngsters, they sleep until 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This
Yeah.
is not gonna, you know,
Yeah,
take you
that's-
anywhere. Because you've already wasted 6 hours of your day, you know.
Yeah. And I think it's like, well, if that does happen, then where are you going to make it up?
Yeah, exactly. Plus work. I've got to go to work today, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you wake up in the morning? How early?
If my parents saw this right now, they'd be like, Hannah Meth, don't use sorry, that's my biological name. We'll take that out.
Oh, well, I was gonna ask your full name at some stage, which we will.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But I think, you know, what did my dad say? Something about like, you know, the only time I'd see a sunrise is if I'm coming.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I'm not exactly the early.
Do you sleep
riser.
early though?
No.
Well, you gotta sleep early
yeah.
to wake up early.
Yeah, so I'm a late. I'm a bit of a nocturnal person, but I think that obviously for work, I can't afford to do that. I have to wake up early for work. But yeah, I go to the gym in the evenings. Like it's really interesting. Like how you're a morning gym person and I'm an evening. Like so I think it's like as long as you can fit things in and you prioritize what needs prioritizing, I think, you know, there actually is a lot of time in a day. There's a lot of time in a day.
Because my problem with my, let's say, friends is that I sometimes call them and say, "Oh, I'm really busy." Normally, I hate to say I avoid using the word busy unless I'm a millionaire. I will say I'm really busy when I have $1 million in my account.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my friends are like on a set jobs, you know, like 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And they have like the whole morning to do their stuff or whatever I've asked them to do and the whole evening to do their stuff. And they still say, oh, I'm really busy, man. I had work today. And I go, whoa, how many jobs do you do? Just one? And you still didn't have time?
Yeah,
You know?
wonder because, you know what, just as you've said, I've never had this thought until this moment, but I'm wondering if do people say I'm busy or I'm so busy because we as a society haven't gotten to a space where we feel comfortable saying, I need 3 hours here to recharge and that's why I didn't because, or like being able to like that rest mentality is like so taboo.
Yeah.
It's like never rest. Never. But I think it depends. And you know what, I'll probably bring biology into this as well. Like I don't want to, I don't know. I'll say it.
Just say it. Don't worry, man.
Because I think men, you know, with your testosterone and all that stuff, like you don't really have a cycle. You're just every morning, same routine. Let's go, 365.
Yeah.
But with women, it's like we have a 4-week cycle.
Yeah.
Like and so there is like luteal phase where oh my gosh, I wish I was at the follicular ovulation phase.
What does that mean, man? I don't understand the whole thing.
So, do you actually want me to?
Yeah, I don't. Because I want to know the context of what you're talking about. You know?
So, follicular is like your first 7 days. Oh no, well, no, it's not. Okay, if we're going through period.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
That's about 7 days.
Oh, okay.
Then you go follicular, and then that's another week. Then you go ovulation.
Whoa.
And ovulations, we all know what that is. It's when,
I must
you're ready. And then you go to, you feel good. You feel really up.
I'm sorry having you to explain all this.
No, it's good. And then ovulation, then you've got the luteal phase, which is a week before your period.
Okay. Oh.
Luteal.
Is that when
I
you
don't want
lose
to
it?
know it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to know luteal. I don't think any woman wants to be in luteal. It's just like you feel like your energy actually does drop. There's something about the progesterone. And then with but like follicular ovulation, that's when that's the closest you would probably feel to that kind of, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And so I reckon, like, for instance, for you, it would so work to be like, go,
Yeah,
go,
got it.
let's go. But then I've learnt that that's actually not, I can't do that every day because there is going to be a week where I actually, like at the gym, for instance, I can't actually, sometimes I'm struggling to lift the same weight. And I'm like, why?
No, I understand.
So, yeah, but I reckon I think it's all to do with like, it is to do with mentality as well, mindset. So you can have a mindset that allows you to feel like you can rest a little bit during the luteal phase and not feel guilty about that so that you're already ready to go in the next phase. I did not know that this.
No. It's good to know that connection, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I obviously...
Thank you also for being so open to hearing about
No,
it.
because you're going to laugh. Are you ready to laugh?
Yeah.
So at the age of 23, I found out where the baby come from.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know. Sorry. You know, I must have missed the class. I just was in a different mindset of where the... Don't ask me where it come from. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then one time I was... you know why I came to Australia? I came to Australia because I was with an Aussie. Yeah, that's why I came. White girl.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, and she and I were watching a movie. I forgot the name, but I think you must have watched it too. And there's a scene where the baby's coming out, yeah? And then the girl is pushing and the baby comes out. I was like, what the fuck? That's not where the baby come from. And she just gave me that look. What? And and then I said to her, that's bullshit. It was a comedy movie.
Oh,
so I said, that's not where baby come from. And she paused the movie. We need to talk.
Girl.
She said, we need to go, yeah. And then she explained.
Oh, that's nice of you to
And
explain.
another funny thing, I must have missed the class as well. You know this bit?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Toe.
Toe? I used to call it leg finger.
Oh my gosh. No.
It's real, true.
Oh my gosh, I have heard feet fingers as
Feet
well.
fingers?
and I
Okay,
was-
so
yeah,
that's-
so
okay,
you're
that's
not
good.
alone. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh,
Anyway, so that connection, the biological connection to that whole routine thing is, it's totally... I respect that, you know. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can't go in your body and
Yeah.
change the way the system works.
yeah.
But yeah, it has worked for me. I got really inspired in those kind of routine from around 2012, 13, 14. And then when the Victoria was born, I got more aggressive to fitness and because I think she was one of the reasons why I had to slot the time so that I can do my stuff, because I had to finish all the things that I wanted to do before she woke up in the morning. So 3 or 4, even 3, I didn't care. 4 o'clock, wake up, go to the gym, come back home, clean, everything ready to go so that I can have a nice start, you know.
Wow.
And then she would wake up. Thank God she was a very good kid, you know, from the very birth, which led me to, you know, continue whatever I was doing.
She's a gorgeous soul.
Yeah, she's a very kind-hearted person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, most of the Australian... No, I don't want to talk about that. Well, we'll talk about it off camera. It might be offensive. Yeah. No,
And we can.
Yeah. Because I just wanted to explain why the friendship we have, why we have it.
Yeah.
It's not very nice to say in the camera the explanation that I'm about to give.
But it's
lot
a
of people-
mutual understanding.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
the first thing, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, the way you are, the way I am, has the most, has the main reason, you know. I think it takes a lot to make friends from different community.
It does.
It does,
It
yeah.
actually does. I think
Because
that-
you don't have any Nepalese friend. I have few...
No.
I might not hang out with my Australian friend, but I have a couple of good friends that I still chat to and say, hey mate, how are you, you know. But really less, like maybe like a Dave, I forgot the other friend's name. Maybe 3 or 4,
Yeah.
not many.
Yeah.
You don't have any.
I didn't.
Do you have any friends from outside Australia, like Asian background?
Oh, I actually did have friends in primary school and
Oh,
like
okay,
secondary
yeah.
school that were Asian or like somewhere in Asia. Actually, like, well, one of my best friends is she's like from Sri Lanka.
Wow.
So, but it's not really something that we discussed a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
The only time that was really a discussion is if there was an event that was happening that was part of their culture, or like there were traditions that were happening, and then I'd be like, tell me, what do you mean? And I think traveling is what has I've been able to make more friends in that space, like from Spain, like, different places. And yeah, it's a really interesting topic because, I came from a high school that was very multicultural. So it wasn't,
Melbourne.
so it wasn't hard to make friends that were not
Fair enough.
white.
What the other question? I just had it in my head. No, anyway, we're going back to our musical talk. Okay, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Are you thinking just to settle here in Melbourne, or oh no, wow, okay.
I'm delusional. 5 years from now, I want to be playing big stages.
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
connect with big audiences. I don't care where it is. I don't necessarily think I'll be living in Melbourne. I don't know where it will be. I don't know if it's going to be Nashville. I don't know if it's going to be a land that I've never been to before. But I have this feeling that I'm going to be playing to audiences that really connect with different musical soundscapes. It's not just going to be, oh, she's this genre, she's doing this. But I think there'll be heaps of collaborations with different cultures. And that oneness, that togetherness, I see it. So I'm going to keep that delusional dream. And I have a feeling that it can be a reality. And it is. It is. But it's just whether or not, I'm going to put in that. I need to continue to put in that work to make that happen.
Can I give you a challenge for our next session? Sing a Nepalese song. People will love it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll definitely have to send through some voice memos to be like, how do I pronounce it? Oh my God.
That's okay.
Oh
no,
my gosh.
We'll practice here and we'll do it.
Yes, I'd
Because
love to.
why I said that was I think Preska the other day explained it nicely that it's not this show or this platform, whatever you want to call it, is not just limited to Nepalese artists. Yeah. Normally, what happens is one community is so comfortable in their zone, they don't go out. They don't explore. But at the same time, they want us. They keep saying, "Hi, we have to चिनाउनु पर्छ लाई के भन्छ अरे we have to sorry like introduce, or we have to make know of your community to other communities, yeah. But it's not going to happen until you mix two communities together, isn't that right? So this is my like first effort. We had Sri Lankan singer in our last session in Glenroy. So like two communities already together, plus one Indian singer. So 3 communities. I'm trying to get more Indian singers because we love Hindi songs. Now, why not sing Nepalese song, because we sing English song all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I will.
Yeah.
Is there...
We'll talk about it.
You let me know.
I'll give you a selection and stuff. Look at Samara. She was born here. She had that accent, but she smashed it last time, yeah. I think she has the most views. because
Yes,
of her
wow.
accent as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it. A lot of people complain as well, saying, "Oh, that's not how you pronounce that word." Obviously, because she wasn't.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, she wasn't born in Nepal.
oh, people are saying that?
Some people.
Oh my
So I blocked them
gosh.
straight away
Yeah.
without
Like, who
understanding.
are you?
So
See,
we
this
can
is
do. Yeah, we can do that.
yes.
It will be very good, you know.
Yeah.
And we Nepalese love to see white people singing,
Yeah.
Nepalese
And
song.
also, if there are people from the community that go like, that was wrong pronunciation, I'm
No,
okay with
don't
that.
worry. Yeah,
Please
yeah, yeah.
let me know, because I'd
No,
rather.
I think people will love it, especially with your with your style of singing. We just have to find the right song for you.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just and it will be just a matter of picking up that style. You don't have to understand what you're singing. Just like
Yeah.
Sulaksha, she, I think she was saying she doesn't understand Korean, but still she was singing.
Yeah.
You know how
That's
many
she
times I
learned
hear
the-
that the original cover that she has posted on her video. I can't stop listening to it. It's that good.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. That cover was one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Cool. Couple of questions. Okay.
Yes.
Do you intend to come up with like really commercial song? I think the songs that you're doing, it's coming out from your heart, yeah? And because I think at one stage, all the musicians, I don't know, I might be wrong, they will be inclined to the commercial song because now I'm at that stage, I just want people to hear me. I don't care what I sing. If that's what they want me to sing, then I will sing. Do you think you'll be doing that with the help of producers, obviously?
I'm definitely on that. I'm actually on that wavelength right now. So I'm very much, yes, the songwriting is still coming from me. It's my, like, either my personal experiences or something that is, beyond personal. However, in terms of like repetitive hooks and repetitive this and doing that and making the structure like this, I'm much more inclined to do that now and just take my ego out of it. Like, just to be like, well, this is actually beyond me.
I'll tell you more about it. I'll let you finish first.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's beyond me. And I'm currently working with an incredible producer, Josh Potter, stunning, at Umbrella Studios.
Where's that?
That is in Brunswick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a beautiful studio. And he really sees the vision that I'm creating, and he's also very supportive of that commercial thing.
Oh,
going
that's
like,
a commercial kind of song?
yeah, so the production of it is going to be a lot more commercial. So I could go even more commercial in terms of chord progression and melody, but I'm getting there.
So what I was gonna suggest to you
Yeah.
was, look, I did rock music for I don't know, it's a long time, and I did another music as a band, which is called AK-47 Music for over 10 years, and I'm thinking, okay, it's not going anywhere. Let's try the commercial one, and I surrendered myself to the producer. So it's still my song, still my melodies. Take it, do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to say shit. Tell me how to sing, I'll sing it. That's exactly what I did. And same with the music video. Enough of my fucking ideas. I don't want to put anything now.
Yeah.
Take the money.
Yeah.
You tell me what to do, I'll do. So
Yeah.
that's the result. The music video is the result.
Which was
Yeah,
incredible.
thanks.
What a music video. Oh, the transitions, everything, it just flowed. It was stunning. And so, yeah, surrendering to that created
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to tell you was, when you are on that mindset, surrender.
Oh, and you know what? Like, talking about it, I'm like, yeah, surrender. Absolutely. Take
it's
the ego
hard.
out.
It's not
Easy. But
easy.
in action, there's so many times where I'm like,
Yeah. Oh,
I want to
maybe
just do
not.
this really interesting line here, but I know that it's not going to work
Yeah,
commercially.
don't, because we have done, and we will still be doing whatever we want to do in our way, and no one's going to stop us. But when you are already on that path, surrendering path for that particular song, surrender.
I think that's a nice
Yeah.
that's a nice thing to learn today.
Why
Surrender.
I said that was, you know, how I said the musician from my age, they know so much. They always have something to say. I don't know how old you are. I'm not gonna ask you. We'll always have that in. That's a word. I don't know. You always want to say something. You know. Sometimes not saying anything is so good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to just let go.
Shut up. You know. Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think maybe who knows, it could be the ego, it could be like that, wanting that every piece of the pie. And it's like maybe just getting the ingredients for the pie was what you need to do all along.
Because when you're working with a group, you know, I'm pretty sure a couple of people are involved, you know. Even working with my boys over here, everyone is compromising because he's got his own style, Sandesh his own style, I've got one. And when you work as a team, you have to shut up sometimes. Okay, yeah, that's how I'm doing. Yeah, okay. I still interfere in their way of work, but you know, most of the time, what I've learned is shut the fuck up and just do what you're told to do. You know.
And I think then that it's like who's taking on that leader role and who's allowing, like you know.
True.
Hell has to like.
Okay, last couple of questions, okay?
Yeah.
Mainstream. I'm talking about mainstream artists. Who is your favorite singer, female?
Lana Del Rey.
Who's that?
Lana Del Rey. She is the one who sings, like, the one that you would know probably is like video games. It's you, it's all for you.
Have you heard, guys?
Bad. Well,
that's bad, yeah.
You know what? You're about to get an education today.
I'm talking Christina Aguilera now.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe if we go more mainstream. Again, I'm so sorry if you don't know Casey Musgraves.
No, man. What the fuck?
God.
Just say Madonna for now.
Yeah, love Madonna. I think she's an absolute powerhouse. I also loved Britney Spears a lot. I loved Britney.
Yeah.
I love her. I think she's a special person.
She's, yeah.
And like just in terms of everything, not just the music, not just her performance, but just her, it's like...
You're talking about Britney?
Yeah. About Britney, yeah. And I think... Who else? Who's like a mainstream pop vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely would have been Britney. She was the one.
What about the male?
Male mainstream. Male mainstream. Gosh. Oh gosh, I don't know.
It's hard, yeah?
It's hard because there are so many, and this is so random. The first one that came to my mind was Michael Bublé, but I don't listen.
You don't.
I mean, I listened to him during Christmas time.
There was a phase when I listened to jazz music, all the commercial ones, like Home and the Christmas song, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to listen to his song, but it will be played every day during Christmas time. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah. But Home is, I don't know, everyone's favorite song, I think. Another Summer Day. Have you heard that song? You might have. You must have, yeah.
I must. It's Michael.
Yeah.
But
Michael
I feel
Bublé.
like it's interesting because my mind goes straight to artists from like the 60s and 70s.
Wow.
It doesn't go to today. Like, because I could say One Direction. I listened to One Direction when I was 15. I was like, I loved him. But then with, like Led Zeppelin and those like,
so you're from that One Direction era. We're from Backstreet Boys era.
I was probably like a small child during Backstreet Boys era. Not even.
They still perform. I saw them perform, and no, I didn't. Like on TV, I saw them.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for them. They couldn't sing, man. Like
they couldn't.
Yeah, they were trying so hard because, but I think it was in one of the awards function like Hollywood, and all the actresses, big names, they were singing "I Want It That Way," But I mean, it doesn't matter if they can't sing now. but they have done their part. And
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
yeah.
I reckon it gets to a point where it's like, hey, they gave so many years
Yeah.
to you guys.
Yeah,
You
true.
just shut up and let them.
Yeah, true.
They don't have to be perfect anymore.
Everyone stood up and, you know,
See? Yeah.
it was good.
Oh, that's so good.
Anyway, Grace, I think if we talk, there's so many topics
Right?
that we can still cover, yeah. But I think there will be a part 2, you know.
I
We
would
have released
love-
your main commercial song. Good luck with that, okay?
Thank
Do you want to say anything else?
I genuinely just want to say thank you.
Do you want to shout out any names?
Shout out names. Shout out to all the women who were playing with in this space a couple weeks ago, because they were incredible. You were all amazing, and I wish you, every single one of you, all the best on your journeys in this land and in other lands to come, because you've got something very special.
Nice. So are you going to promise us, well, let's not promise that, but you'll be singing Nepali song?
Oh, yes. I
You'll be trying
promise.
at least.
I promise. And when I promise, I really mean it.
That's good.
Yeah. I'll do it. Hopefully it's not like a 5-minute song, because that's
No,
like,
no,
that's
no.
pretty...
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We got to make it special, you know.
Yeah.
And then also, anyway, before we go, I've been planning podcasts. Let's say, you know, podcasts. So you know what podcast is, yeah?
Yes.
Have you heard about musical podcast? Oh, I haven't, because I want to start one. So in coming days, we're gonna have 4 artists here. They're gonna talk to each other. Everyone's gonna have a guitar. They're gonna play song to each other. They're gonna talk their experience, and that's gonna be our musical podcast,
that's
first ever.
beautiful.
So let your friends know if anyone's interested. I mean, 4 per time, and anyway.
Yeah.
So mixed culture, maybe Indian, Nepalese, Australian, Sri Lankan, you know. So we'll try and do that.
Yeah.
Get the words out, okay?
Beautiful.
Thank you,
so
Burning
much.
Grace, and thank you all for watching. हेरेर सब्सक्राइब चाहिँ गरिदिनुहोस् है. फर्स्ट एफोर्ट थियो मेरो एउटा अस्ट्रेलियन सिङ्गर आउट अफ द कम्युनिटी आर्टिस्टलाई बोलाउने. आई थिङ्क हामीले त्यो गर्नुपर्छ, सो द्याट वी क्यान एक्सप्लोर अदर कल्चर एन्ड कम्युनिटी, अनि अलिकति हामीहरूको कल्चर चिनाउन पनि. हेर्दै गर्नुहोस्, हामीहरू फेरि आउँदैछौँ नयाँ नयाँ कन्टेन्ट लिएर. थ्याङ्क यू सो मच. सब्सक्राइब.